Hi, I'm Steve from Flow Self Improvement and welcome to my free New Year's resolution series. So firstly, I just want to answer a couple of questions that I know you're dying to ask. And the first one is, why the hell are you doing this? And the second one is, what gives you the qualifications to do this and why should I listen to you? Now I'm going to answer those questions with one answer here, and that is I've been on this remarkable journey of self-improvement over the last 5 years. I've made a lot of silly choices in my life, which included alcohol addiction, drug addiction, laziness, letting myself get unfit, and over the last 5 years I've completely turned that around. Now what caused that turnaround, I don't know. But what I do know is I hit rock bottom, or close to it. I wouldn't like to go any lower than what I hit. And I had only one option, and that was to sort myself out. So it took years and a lot of hard work, but I have done a hell of a lot of research and taken a hell of a lot of action, and I've reached this level that I'm at now, which is absolutely phenomenal. And my life is insanely good. And I would just like to share that with as many people as I can. I know there's quite a few people out there that are probably struggling, with mental health issues, with motivational issues, and many other issues, self-confidence issues, and hopefully with a little bit of my guidance from my experiences I've had myself, I might be able to help you along. So this series I'm offering now, I'm going to pour my heart and soul out on the table and give you as much information as I can about what helped me in the process of helping you get on that journey as well. With New Year's just around the corner, in fact it's only a week and a half or a couple of weeks away, it's a great time to jump on board and really get into this. Now firstly, I just want you to understand that this takes a lot of hard work. If you're not in it for the long haul, you're wasting your time watching this, because I'm all about hard work and getting stuck into it. We don't get anything for free. Things take time. Everything takes time. Now, I want you to really understand that, and let's get stuck into it together. Right, so in part one, I want to talk about goal setting, okay? Now, without a goal in life, we are basically just walking around with our fingers crossed, hoping everything works out. Humans are a target-driven species. We need something to aim at all the time to keep ourselves functioning at the best level. And that's what I'm talking about here, reaching those really good highs in life. Okay, so if you could imagine an archer with his bow and arrow, if he hasn't got a target to hit, he's basically just firing arrows into the air. And he's got nothing to aim for. Well, that's basically what's happening with us if we don't set a goal. Now, goal setting is so important, and it's quite a big section. So I'm going to break it down into two clips. In this first clip, I'm going to pretty well build the foundations of goal setting, and I'm going to talk about A here, the importance of understanding the journey, and B, pleasure and pain. So these are two really interesting conversations. I'm going to get quite deep here. So let's kick it off with the importance of understanding the journey. Right, so let's get serious here. This first part, as I said, is the importance of understanding the journey. So what is the journey? The journey is the section between where you are now and the goal that you want to achieve. Now this journey is long. It's slow, it's painful, it's full of failure, but it's also full of success, good feelings, gratification. Now, as human beings, we all want instant gratification. We want everything here and now. Now, the sooner you understand that this isn't always the case, good things take time, hard work, discipline, the sooner you will start to achieve your goals. And that's what this is all about. Now, this section here, the journey, is a very, very special place to be. And I have come to learn that over the last 5 years. But you don't learn this until you achieve a goal and you look back and you think, wow, what an amazing journey that was. Now, if you've never set a goal before and you've never been on a journey, you may not have reached that point or understood that feeling before. So I'm helping you take a shortcut here by realising that that is the case. This is a beautiful place to be. Now, here's a couple of examples of a couple of journeys in life. Let's just say you book a holiday to Bali or Fiji next winter. So now we're in December. Let's just say you've booked a holiday for next June. Now the journey from now to June is a journey of excitement, anticipation, great thought processes about what you're going to do on that trip. That's the journey. It all makes that the goal of that holiday. And when you think about it, the holiday comes and goes really quick. Say you're there for 7 days, it just comes and goes, and at the end it's an anticlimax, it's all over. And if you look back and have a think about it, it was the anticipation of the journey that was the best part of the whole holiday. Same with Christmas, and you can see this in kids especially, and also adults. I know I'm a bit of a sucker for it, but the lead up to Christmas is so exciting. The couple of months before Christmas, and you'll see it in your kids if you've got kids or nephews or nieces, they get so excited they can't wait, they're counting the sleeps to get to that day. And then the day comes and they open their presents and it's a bit of an anticlimax, it's all over. And if you sit down and think about it, the best part about the whole thing was that anticipation, that journey. So if you relate that to your goals, and before you even set your goals and we set off on this journey together, you realise that this hard journey you're about to take, all this action you're about to take to achieve your goal is just as important as the goal itself. When you get to the goal or near to the goal and you sit back and have a look at what you've done, the journey and the goal turn into one big package. So by having that thought in mind before you set your goal, that can help you stay motivated. When you run into some tough times along the journey, just think, this is all part of my journey towards my goal. If I don't go through this, I'm not going to achieve my goal. The journey is a brilliant place to learn. This is where the majority of things happen. Now, a couple of last things I want to say about the journey before we move on to the next subject is, like I said, we all want instant gratification. And in these modern times, it's becoming very easy to get whatever we want when we want really quickly. But when you think about it, most of those things are material items. We can have them whenever we want. But are these giving you fulfillment? Are these what really makes your life super enjoyable? Are you totally happy where you are now? Or are you sort of seeking more? Are you continuously looking for more? Maybe that's because you're not challenging yourself enough. You're not setting high enough goals. You're not taking part in enough of these important journeys that are what help us keep moving forward in life and give us such good meaning in our life. And that's what I'm here to teach you. We need to seek more challenge and go on more journeys and achieve more goals to really achieve ultimate fulfillment. Another thing to keep in mind about the journey is that it is hard. Like I said, it is tough. It can take years. It could be a big enough goal that it takes the rest of your life to achieve. A good point here is, how do we stay motivated on that journey? Well, I'm going to talk about this in upcoming clips, quite thoroughly. But one thing to keep in mind, before we set the goal, we need to make the goal something we are really passionate about. If you are building a business, make sure it's something you're passionate about, something you really want to do. If you are trying to change a destructive habit in life, make sure it's something that you really want to improve, that's been bugging you for a long time. It makes the journey more tolerable because it can be really, really tough. Okay, so the next section I want to talk about before we go on and set our goals is very important. It's pleasure and pain. Now, pleasure and pain is what our lives are built around. We are designed to move away from pain and move towards pleasure. It's a safety mechanism that's been built into us for thousands and thousands of years, okay? Our instinct is to move away from the scary, painful thing and move towards the pleasurable, more comfortable thing, okay? But is this so good for us? It is great as it is the way we have, it's how evolution has been so successful by moving towards bigger, better things all the time, more pleasurable things. We have built this amazing planet that's so comfortable to live in. But we've sort of reached this point in life where I believe everything's got quite easy, and it's pretty common and easy for us to just live in the pleasurable state and not have much pain anymore, because we don't have to escape the scary beasts that are chasing us down and get to the safety or the pleasure of our hut anymore. We don't have saber-toothed tigers chasing us around, or cavemen with clubs. So life is quite easy now, and a lot of us are tending to stay away from the pain that challenges. We're just going for pleasure all the time, okay? Now, does this bring us fulfillment? Does this bring us ultimate happiness? And I don't like the word happiness so much because it's very fleeting. I'm more inclined to talk about fulfillment, which is getting the whole package together. So I'm guessing you've been just chasing pleasurable things all the time. Maybe you're not aware of what I'm talking about now, so now's a good time to start to wake up and have a look at the way you've been living. What if you voluntarily took on a bit of pain, took on a bit of sacrifice in your life, sacrificed a few good things and put in the hard work and aimed at a new goal that will give you a better reward down the track? What if you sacrificed something now for a better future? Generally, to sacrifice something, it's going to be a little bit painful, okay? So let me explain this a little bit more. Firstly, let me explain this pleasure and pain thing a little bit closer so you understand how it works. In marketing, and I'm very interested in marketing, having pressure system paddleboards for years, I had no choice but to study and learn how to market, especially online. Now, as marketers, we use this all the time, this pleasure and pain. We understand that all you want in life is pleasure and you don't want pain. So that's the way we market things. And in modern life now, you are bombarded with this style of marketing on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on TV all the time, and you may not be aware of it, but it is so deep-seated in you, you cannot help but go and buy that product once they start playing with your mind in this way. So I'll give you an example. Here are a couple of headlines you might see on some ads, let's just say on Facebook. The first one I've got here is 2 simple ways to lose weight easily, okay? Now, that is a very pleasurable headline. Let me circle the bits that show the pleasure in that, okay? So firstly, 2. That's easy, 2's not that much. If it said 100, you'd start to panic and think, oh, that's pain, I don't want to go there. Simple ways. We all love simple ways. That's pleasure. If it said hard ways, it'd be pain, okay? The next one is lose weight. We all want to lose weight. That's pleasurable, okay? And the last one is easily. So that's a dynamite headline because it's moving people towards pleasure. If you read that, 2 simple ways to lose weight easily, you're just going to click on it to see how to do it. Imagine if it said the 5-year challenge to put in massive amounts of hard work to lose a small amount of weight. It's not going to be easy. You wouldn't click on it, okay? So that'd be crazy marketing. Now let's have a look at the next one. The effortless way to get fit instantly. Here we go. Effortless, pleasure, get fit, pleasure. Instantly, pleasure. So marketers are just playing with your mind all the time, and they're using this because it's so deep-seated in us that we want this pleasure. Okay, now in my stand-up paddle business, I use this form of marketing all the time, especially when I was selling boards. I would always show a nice sunrise or a sunset pic with me paddling on glassy water, or somebody paddling on glassy water, or even my kids paddling on glassy water. That shows you can get out and enjoy beauty. It's so easy to do. People of all ages can do it. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. I would never show an image of my son out there battling a headwind, struggling to stand on the board on a thunderstormy, rainy day, because I would never sell any boards, because that last image was pain. So we're starting to get an idea of where I'm coming from here. We are geared to seek pleasure. Now the point I'm trying to make here is this is why we find goals so hard. To move towards a goal, we have to make sacrifices in our life, and that's painful. We don't like doing it. We just want pleasure. But the best form of pleasure we can get is when we overcome some pain, when we make some sacrifices, and we reach an even bigger goal. That's when we get bulk pleasure. So that's what I'm all about here. We're going to set some goals and get moving on it. I'm going to help you to stay motivated and show you how great your life can get if you put the hard work in, if you take on the journey. And by understanding the pleasure and pain, understand when you're going for the pleasurable option rather than the painful option. And here's a good example. Let's just say every day you come to crossroads in your life. You can either make a decision to go one way or the other. And it happens hundreds of times a day. So let's just say you're getting along in your day, all of a sudden it's lunchtime. Should I go to McDonald's, or should I go to the supermarket and buy some fresh salad and meat and go home and make a nice sandwich? Are you going to take the pleasurable option, the nice quick duck into Macca's, or are you going to take the time, the painful option, and go to the supermarket? Take the time to do the shopping, take the time to go home and make the sandwich. Here's another one. You've got the weekend off work. Are you going to sit down and binge watch your favourite series of shows on Netflix, or are you going to go for a nice high-powered walk, 3-kilometre walk, because you've set this goal a while ago to lose weight? Are you going to take the pleasurable option of sitting down and binge watching Netflix, the easy option, or are you going to take the walk? It's totally up to you. Start to become mindful about this. Start to observe the thoughts and the decisions you make through the day. Are you a pleasure seeker or a pain seeker? Well, if you're coming along on this ride with me, you're going to have to start making some sacrifices. You're going to have to seek this pain. And believe me, when we get to the end of it, you're going to say, wow, the benefits of doing that are incredible. You'll be hooked on it, and you'll start taking that route throughout the rest of your life, and you'll be on this uphill climb of improvement. So that's it for part 1 of goal setting. I hope you've really enjoyed it. I hope you learned something out of it. Now, part 2 of goal setting, we're going to actually sit down and put our goals down on paper. So start having a think about what you really want to achieve. It could be over the next month, the next 12 months, the next couple of years, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, and work out a grand plan. Together, we're going to work on it. Now, just a little, I'm going away for Christmas. I'll try and get a clip on in the next week or two and really keep this thing flowing. Just in this meantime, until the next clip, I've got a little bit of homework for you. Just practice becoming mindful about what I talk about. Start having a look at the headlines that are popping up on your news feed and that every day on Facebook or on the TV, and have a look how people are playing with your pleasure and pain faculty of your mind. Start to become aware of this. Become aware of the temptations in your life, and start to get a little bit smarter than the marketers, because they're the people that are trying to pull you away from your goal, okay? Maybe it's losing weight, getting fit, whatever it is, giving up drinking, giving up smoking. They're trying to drag you back into it all the time because that's how they make money. So start to become mindful. Start to use this brilliant tool we've got inside our head. And until next time, have a great Christmas and let's get stuck into the new year.